Hey guys, welcome to another episode of T's Creative Ramblings, and today I'm back with a bit of a surprise video. To be honest, it sort of surprised me, but I thought as I had the opportunity, I would put this video together. Now, on Wednesday of this week, I was really lucky to get invited around to my friend Mark's for some wargaming, and we were actually going to play a game, which is brilliant because I haven't made it to the club in a while, and to be quite honest, I'm exhausted. Life's been really tired, and just the opportunity to go 5 minutes around the corner from my house, see Mark, see some of my other friends, Nick and Alex and Phil, and just chill out, cup of tea, quick game, which actually turned out to be quite a few hours. But anyway, it was just brilliant to have that opportunity to hang out with the guys and just roll some dice and be silly and just generally have a good evening. So yeah, thanks to all the guys and particularly to Mark for inviting us around. Now, I'm sure you're asking, what did I play? What was so fun? And we were very lucky. Mark has been in conversation with Alex from A Storm of Steel, and has got, I don't know, there's been some communication over doing, I don't know, some play testing or just generally playing some games of cocking up the Mud and the Blood. Now, this is, I think, if I'm right here, something that Alex has put together using Chain of Command, which is written for World War II, and using some of the mechanics, in fact, a lot of the mechanics to play World War One, which is usually covered by Through the Mud and the Blood. Now, I will say I'm not a huge Too Fat Lardies fan, but I play the games from time to time, and yeah, usually have a pretty good time. Sometimes I think it's more about the company than the rules, but hey, that's for another debate. But anyway, Mark got out his World War One terrain boards, which he'd acquired, I believe, from Sydney, of the Too Fat Lardies fame, and set it up with a sort of communication trench. I'm going to say sort of a very forward communication trench, or maybe a really sort of forward line trench for observing the battlefield, and then some other shell craters and a sort of a bombed out wooded area where the British may advance from. So we had a go at this, and I took lots of pictures. So what I thought we'd do is I'd do sort of a picture slideshow with a commentary over the top, and I'd basically tell you how the game went, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it in brief. So here we go. So with the table set up and the German trench closest to the camera, we began with the patrol phase, and the British, who had a wooded area on their left flank and the craters on the right, really concentrated predominantly on the crater area. Now, they got a bit lucky once the patrol phase was done, and they got a double turn to start with, moving up a bomber section and also deploying a Lewis gun section in the crater by the jump-off point. Now, the bomber section made their way out across the open ground, spurred on by their junior leader. And as they did, the Germans managed to deploy a machine gun team who started to put fire down on the bomber section. They took some casualties and got some shock points whilst continuing. Now, the German machine gun team really did quite well all day, and they had a German section deployed on the right flank to cover the wooded area. Now, the bomber section made it into the trenches, and the Germans deployed a second section to try to hold them off. The Germans threw a grenade in, which was quickly followed by some more grenades back at the Germans, and the German section really did well holding off and putting the bombers under pressure for quite some time. But eventually the Germans started to take some casualties and get some more shock points put on them, as you can see in this picture.
Now, the British deployed a rifle grenade section into the wooded area, which was put under pressure with one of the teams being killed and some shock points being put on by the machine gun team and the right flank section. Now, unfortunately, the junior leader was taken out by the machine gun team, and so the British brought up a senior leader with a rifle section, and the weight really started to come on the German left flank. Now, at this point, the senior leader of the German forces was pushed back as the left section was taken out, the remnants running away, and the bomber section of the British started to make their way through the trenches, being put under fire, of course, by the right infantry section and the machine gun team, but after a while they couldn't be held back and the bombers charged in for a hand-to-hand combat which saw the German machine gun and the senior leader taken out.
Alright guys, so that was the battle reports for Cocking Up the Mud and the Blood, or Through the Mud and the Blood. And I have to say once again thank you to Mark for running the game, and for Alex for allowing us to have a playthrough of what he's done, and to the other guys just for making it a brilliant evening. It's always good to meet up with friends and roll some dice. Now the rules themselves, good. I enjoyed the game, and I did say to the guys after the game, I thought it'd be interesting to run the scenario again using the 1918 article that John Cooper's written for Contact Front Annual, for this year's Annual, to see how the Contact Front rules would play out in World War One, and see whether the result would be similar, whether it'd be as much fun, see how it differs. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get the guys to have a go at it. I think that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll try to do another after action report for that as well if we get to it. But I thought in this instance, I thought it would be a good opportunity. I do apologise for the pictures being slightly dark. The lighting, Mark would admit, was not great for pictures, but it sort of gave that feeling of perhaps maybe a dusk or a dawn sort of. I think dawn's probably the best place. The light's not great, but it's sort of rising, and this is following on from maybe the trench raiders getting really up close, and during the night and in the morning at dawn they've launched this assault. But a really good game, and it was a lot of fun. Last time we played World War One, I played the Germans again, but we were attacking the British trenches, and we, you know, overwhelmed them with numbers. I think this time British very much a lot more numbers than the Germans, and that was really the overwhelming factor. Obviously some good shooting as well, and we started really to, once we started losing people, it was quite tough to keep up any sort of weight of fire to hold the British back, and once they were into the trench, it was just a really matter of time with the grenadiers, or the bombers I should say. You know, they were going to work their way through throwing grenades, and it was just a matter of time before we fell. But I thought we did a really good job to hold on for as long as we did. We had some really good shooting at the start. I think special mentions in dispatches for the German machine gun team, medium machine gun team, which managed to not only kill one of the senior leaders, or one of the junior leaders, I think, but also wounded I think the senior leader, who we had named Captain Backhouse. So yeah, one of the runners for the German senior leaders was me, and unfortunately I bought it. But hopefully in such a gallantry way that I'll get a posthumous award in dispatches. But yeah, all round it was a really fun game. So guys, I'm not going to rabbit on anymore. I really hope you've enjoyed this style of video. If you have, do please pop a comment in the comments below. It'd just be nice to get some feedback as to what sort of videos you enjoy watching. And hopefully back next week with another video. Yeah, getting ahead of myself and churning them out, but I have made a start on that video, and that will be the airfield terrain part 2, and we'll be looking specifically at detailing up the MDF buildings. And then hopefully I think it's going to need a part 3 to get them painted, but hopefully that will be fairly quick to do. Just need some good weather to spray, really. So yeah, anyway guys, that's enough of that. Hope this video finds you well, and until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.